Welcome and thank you very much for checking out my review of Digimon Adventure Last Evolution KIZUNA. This is the final movie in the original continuity with our 8 original Digi-Destined. This is the endgame of Digimon Adventure, if you will, and I got a lot of bottled up emotion that I need to let out. The film follows the original team as they discover that when they grow up, their relationship with their Digimon will come closer to the end. And they realize that the more they fight, the faster their bond reaches its breaking point, quite literally. So now it is the time to choose what they must do. Right off the bat, I want to let you know I grew up with this show. I grew up with all the Digimon shows. Digimon Adventure, Adventure 2, Tamers, Frontier. I even watched a little bit of Savers. I have loved this show for the longest time. And after seeing this, I'm thankful that I grew up with this show. I'm thankful that I've had this accompanying me since childhood, and I've watched all their adventures, even Digimon Tri, even I'm now watching the remake, and it's an overwhelming sense of emotion because emotionally there has never been a story so resonant when it comes to these characters. Most of the animes are made for children, and that's alright. This film is clearly meant for people who were children when the movie came out, but have reached this peak where they are grown up now, and they must do other things, they have other responsibilities. And the film really showcases that. Our characters have different problems now, they have different occupations, they worry about other stuff besides fighting and having fun with their Digimon. No matter how much they actually want to do that, rather do that than do what they do nowadays, studying for grad school and trying to get jobs and trying to make money and living all by their own. And no two characters show that better than Tai and Matt, because this is a Tai and Matt movie. Other people are there, other people have a presence and help out, but this is their movie. It's their movie, and it's about their bond with Gabumon and Agumon, which really works to help this film have a focus and have a trajectory from beginning to end. The emotional stakes are very well established, and the film really follows that through, which I was extremely surprised by, and very pleasantly so. This film makes our characters make extremely tough choices, and their conflict that they are presented with is extremely resonant because this film actually has something to say about the issues and the struggles some of us might have when it comes time to actually grow up and face the responsibilities of an adult world. It's actually a great allegory to have in something like this, taking into consideration who the movie is for. Not to say that there isn't any action, the action is awesome. This film opens with an awesome action scene that is exactly what you expect from a Digimon movie, and I love having Omnimon have a long time to showcase himself and his awesomeness. There's a lot of Omnimon in this film, and I cherished every second that I had him in. But this film is extremely depressing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Several moments throughout this film I was like, holy shit, what are you doing to me, Digimon? I did not expect this. I expected some emotion, but not to this level. It was extremely refreshing to see such a unique take on Digimon, a very different take from what we've seen, but it makes perfect sense in accordance to what we have seen from these characters and their adventures before. And the film, of course, looks amazing. The animation is beautiful, and the style is really refreshing. It's not as childish as the original designs. It's not as, I'll say, edgy and in its own sphere like Tri was. This is a design and a look that makes these characters feel like they blend in with both of those. As far as Eosmon, our villain, is concerned, there's little I can say about it without spoiling it, so I'll keep it brief. This is the most compelling Digimon villain we have ever had. It's compelling, it's understandable, and it's kind of relatable. When it comes to the thematic nature of this film, it's tough just to be against it and to try to distance ourselves from it because we can relate. Throughout the film, we can relate, our main characters can relate. They did a really good job at writing this villain. And how the film tackles its subject material when it comes to the themes that this film tackles, I was really admired. It reminded me of How to Train Your Dragon 3 and how maturely it tackles its themes. This film feels the same way. This film is not here to give us an easy way out. It's here to give us a dose of reality, even in this fantastical world that we love, but it really hits. I wish I could talk more in depth about how this film hit me emotionally, but I can't spoil it for any of you guys. It wouldn't be fair. I want you guys to cherish and watch this film completely blind, much like I did. As far as issues are concerned, even though this is a tie and mat movie, the film perfectly establishes that, and again, it gains a lot of good things from that. I don't like how some characters are pushed to the side. There are characters that are pushed to the side for story purposes, and that's completely fine. I actually love what that gave to the story, but Sora in this film, she does nothing. She has 2 scenes in this movie. That's it. I don't consider this spoiling anything because there's nothing to spoil. She does absolutely nothing. And I think that's really unfair, especially given the events of this film. Apart from that, when it comes to issues, there are moments where they try to insert a little comedy, and given the events that are occurring in the film, it feels like they're not exactly grasping the gravity of the situation. Certain characters, I'm not going to say who, but it just felt a little bit tone deaf. Apart from that, this film did everything right. I cannot praise enough the characters, the story, the decisions made, the places it puts our characters in, the decisions and tough choices that it makes our characters make. The subject matter is extremely heavy. It is kind of depressing, so I advise you to take your tissues with you. And yes, this is my new favorite film of 2020. Before I started recording the review, I was trying to find words to express what this film made me feel, and the best word I could find is heartbreaking, but ultimately fulfilling when it comes to looking back on the whole beautiful journey that I've taken with these characters. Fulfilling is the word to describe this movie. I'm giving Digimon Adventure Last Evolution KIZUNA an A-. Now, what did you think of Digimon Adventure Last Evolution KIZUNA, my beautiful geeks? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know who's your ideal partner Digimon and what is your favorite season of the anime series. Thank you so much for watching once more. You guys are the best. Stay tuned for many more reviews to come this week and the weekend and the following weeks, of course, and always. So until then, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video because it really helps me and the channel out. But most importantly, above everything else, forever and always, love each other and love the movies.